Hello guys, welcome to .NET Go, and today we will discuss about the .NET framework overview. Okay, so I have prepared a slide. If you can see, we have couple of points over here, like what is .NET framework, and for that we have couple of points, and we will discuss each and every point briefly. Okay, so in the first point we have .NET framework is a software development platform which is correct and developed by Microsoft for building and running Windows applications. So now I believe you guys know what is Windows applications, right? So Windows applications is nothing but which runs in a Windows environment. Now what is Windows? Windows is nothing but the operating system in your laptop, in your computer. The operating system you must have, right? That operating systems are Windows. There are many more operating systems also available, but mostly Windows we have viewing in our uh, systems like laptop or desktop. So that Windows in the Windows environment, when we run any applications, that applications we called as a Windows applications. Now Microsoft developed that Windows operating system itself, and then Microsoft has developed this .NET framework, okay, to develop application which is able to run in the Windows environment. Okay, so I think the first point it is pretty clear. Okay, and then the second point is also like .NET Framework 1.0 first comes in 2002. Yes, absolutely correct, and which is also developed by Microsoft, right? Then the third point is .NET Framework consists of developer tools, programming languages, and libraries, right? So these three different things .NET framework can consist. .NET framework is actually consists, right? Like a developer tool, right? These tools are nothing but there are multiple tools which are there to develop application, right? So one of them is Visual Studio for developing any desktop applications or web applications or mobile applications. You can use this Visual Studio. You can install that Visual Studio on your machine, and then you can start developing the applications, right? So here are the developer tools, and then programming languages. Okay, .NET uh, technology is having three programming languages. Okay, their own three programming languages which are also developed by Microsoft only. Okay, so those three programming languages, what are those, and what is the best programming languages among those three which we will learn, those we will discuss in brief in our later session, right? And then comes to libraries. So libraries, here libraries means nothing but actually .NET framework comes up with some built-in library classes, right? Those library classes actually helps you to develop your applications and compile your applications and then run your application in the you know in a .NET environment, right? So the next part of this slide is that .NET framework consists of developer tools, programming languages, and libraries to build desktop applications, websites, web services, mobile applications, and games. So as you can see, anything, almost anything, any application in different platform you can build with .NET framework, right? And the fourth point is the .NET framework provides an execution environment and integrates with various programming languages. Now, the .NET framework provides an execution environment, means I'm talking about the same environment where you can run your application, right? If you uh, develop any application in for any other environment, suppose you developed any application for a Linux environment, right? If you want to run it in Windows application, it should not run, right? Because it should have that knowledge, that application, or that support to run in this .NET framework environment or your Windows environment. So there are different environments. So .NET framework is having his own environment. Okay, so this is all about the execution environment we are talking about here, and then it integrates with various programming languages. Means just now I have talked about that .NET Core is having almost three programming languages which is developed by themselves, and uh, apart from that those three programming languages, also there are many other programming languages. So .NET framework are capable to integrate those those programming languages also, and able to run those applications also which has been developed by other programming language. Okay, those applications also a .NET framework can run in his environment. So how they can run, how they can manage to run other programming languages also, okay, those we will discuss briefly in the later session, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm having a diagram. Okay, I'm having a small diagram. Here you can see there are three different level, I can say, in a .NET framework. First is language, then it is class library, and then it is common language runtime. Now just open your ear and just this this word common language runtime, just repeat this word uh, until unless you will get this work in your mind very clearly, that common language runtime. This is a very important part in .NET technology. We will discuss very much briefly in our later session. Okay, for now you can just remember this name, common language runtime. The short form is CLR, common language runtime. Okay, and the other part is class library. So that this class library is nothing but, in the previous slide if you can see, I have written here the libraries, right? It consists the libraries. So the library is nothing but this class libraries only, which is built in, comes up with built in .NET framework, which we can use this class libraries that helps us to compile our applications. Okay, and then it comes to language. Okay, so as I have already mentioned before that .NET framework itself have their own three languages. What are those, we will discuss in briefly in the later part. Okay, and there are something called managed code and unmanaged code also. Okay, so those things also we will cover up in our later session. Okay. Okay, so that's it from my side about the overview concept of .NET framework. Hope you all understood, and hope you all enjoy this session and like this session. And apart from that, if you have any query related to this session, then please comment below, and I'll surely try to came up with a convenienced answer. And apart from that, if you have question that why we are studying particularly this about the .NET framework, then I'll recommend that please go and watch my previous session where I discuss about the roadmap of how to become a .NET full stack developer. So you can easily understand why we have started with this session, and the entire roadmap was there in the previous session, and you will understand that from which point we have to start and what are all the other areas we will cover up in our next sessions, right? So yeah, that's it from my side. If you liked it, then please subscribe my channel, like this video, and comment below. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next session. Thank you.